guys and girls, welcome back to the channel. How are we all doing? Are we all fresh after Christmas? I know I'm not. Feels like you've got to get the sludge of the party season out of your veins before you can actually sort of wake up and get yourself into business mode for 2023. It's January 5th. I'm ready to go. Here we are. We've got a new video. I bought a car that I hate. Can you believe it? I hope you all had a good Christmas and New Year's. Do you know what? It's a funny one for me because I hated it for so many years. So I still kind of really empathise with people that just want to get that period out the way. Stop looking at everybody's posts on how much of an amazing time they've had online. If you just got through it, had a beer by yourself, said goodbye to the year and just got yourself ready for a whole new year of possibilities, then I salute you. I know what it's like, mate. And on another note, I can't actually believe about Ken Block. It's a tragedy. It's a loss. I didn't want to believe it. I couldn't believe it. Just what a legend. What an absolute legend. I could never say enough words that would encapsulate it enough at what that man did and how amazing it was at what he did. I can just say that it's just a massive loss to the industry, unbelievable loss. And I think that his legacy will forever live on in everybody who was inspired by him. Me, James, all of you lot out there as well. Just fly high, really, and just condolences to his family. I mean, his daughter is such a cool girl as well. But she will follow on in her dad's footsteps, I have absolutely no doubt. So, here we are with a new video. I have bought a car. It's a car that I hate. There's a lot of reasons why, and I'll go through those with you, but let's just get straight into the montage. Welcome to 2023, and welcome to my new 350Z. To be fair, I talk about hating the car. I've never ever liked the way these cars look. Let's just put that out there straight away. Now, the reason why I have bought this car is because it is a car that I'm going to use as a drift practice car here in the UK, and also use it for a little bit of competition, as there is a winter drift battle coming up at Driftland. So that is the main reason why I bought this thing. But there are many reasons when I walk around it that I'm just like, just really don't like the way these things look. And this one has a few little problems that I am going to have to work out with it. I have sort of unceremoniously dumped it on the side of the road. If anybody asks, it's waiting to be recovered. Now, it has a few problems, but the guy that I bought it off was actually really, really sound. He went through everything with me, and I got the car for £4,000. It was up for £4.5. I got it for £4 because the guy was super cool, really nice guy, a Boxer owner, and he was just really honest with me with the things that needed sorting out, which was like the exhaust is blowing. I have since found out that there is quite a serious steering bind somewhere. Obviously, I think the guy that he got it off, because he didn't actually use it to go drifting, but this car has been used for drifting before. It has a handbrake in it, albeit not a very good one. He did say that this has been used for drifting, and I can tell already that this car at some point has been sent into a curb. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, looking around the machine, is as 350s go, if you like them, I don't think it's a particularly bad looking one. I've always just thought they look like really bulbous, and they're really heavy as well. When I was driving I was driving a 370 in America, and I found it really quite heavy. This one is exactly the same. This one's actually had a detune put on it. Riddle me that. I don't know why it's been detuned. This is like the lower power one. It's a 2004 car. It's just not a car that I've ever really been interested in. And I know there's probably going to be a load of people that are just like, oh, I love the 350Z or the rest of it. Look, it's a personal choice thing. There's actually nothing ostensibly wrong with the car. It's a grand car for what I want it to do. I've just never been a huge fan of them, so it's kind of like one of those. I get a spare wheel with it as well. It's got a little like harness bar in there. I mean, it's actually, the reason why I bought this car was you can buy 350s these days for £5,000-6,000, and then you're going to spend another 700 or even more, probably a couple of grand getting it drift ready. This car was literally ready to go. It's got a handbrake, it's got a doubled in head unit, it's got loads and loads of stuff done to it. I've got a full file here, including the paperwork about the detune, which I still don't understand why you would do that to this. What's it running? It says it's running said it on the other one, it's like 255 brake horsepower. So to do this drift competition that I want to do, I actually need 300 brake horsepower. So I'm already at a loss. It's not looking good, lads. And also I have tried the handbrake. It's very hard. So I need to get this car over to somebody who can sort it out, because I need to put a little bucket seat in here as well. These seat belts have been driving me mad. This button here is apparently the traction control, but there are a few things that I don't really quite understand about it. Again, I'm learning about this vehicle. Ooh, what's in here? Drone pilot. Well, do you know what? I think the guy that owned this before was a drone pilot, because I can see on the registration plate it says something. And then classic, you've got the salt packets from Burger King, wherever you are. But do you know what? For £4,000, I absolutely cannot complain. It's a tidy looking car. It does what it says on the tin, and it's pretty much drift ready. I just need to get that steering thing sorted out, and the exhaust blow, and the bucket seat, and the handbrake. Yeah, there's a few things to do, and I've got about a week to do it, which is kind of the thing where I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this done in time. But we will see. We will see. It's all going to be a challenge. We know that for sure. At least when you look around the car, it looks quite tidy. It's not the most outlandish, I mean, with the grey and the wheels. And I do actually don't mind this little spoiler, because I do think they need something, you know, and it's just, they're really rounded at the back. They've got such a round bum on them. And I don't hate these little louvers. I'm sure everybody will like, no, they're rubbish, but I don't mind them. I don't mind them. I'm trying to learn to love it. These cars are one of the best cars to buy as a drift practice car. I think every pro driver that I know has a 350. I mean, James has one, all the Shams have one. Just loads and loads of people have a 350. It's like the go-to car as a practice car. Most school cars, that if you want to go and try and learn how to drift for the day, they'll probably put you in a 350, because they're just nice cars to skid. It's just my own issue with the fact that I just never really liked them. So once we've got over that, it's a function over form definitely at this point. Look at the exhaust on this thing. It's got the most ASBO exhaust noise on it. I feel like I've regressed to a 19-year-old buzzing about in a 350. I really am not about the exhaust noise on this thing, especially as it's blowing as well. So when you drive past people, and like, I live in Warwickshire now, and I don't mind driving a Larry car, but you know, when you come past and you've got pure bean can exhaust, and it's just blowing, and they're just out walking their dogs, and they're like, oh, that's cute. And I'm like, oh, have I got this far at 30 to just somebody look at me with such, what's the word? I think it's just sorry, isn't it? Anyway, let's go for a drive. Let's take a look at this thing. Okay, hopefully it starts. Yeah, okay, come on, we're in. I hate the seat buckles. They're so complicated, and then even when you're all strapped in, it still tells you that you're not strapped in. So it's quite frustrating in that sort of sense. But look, she'll be a dreamboat once she's done. S15 where you can just get in, you can just clutch in, handbrake, and the thing just floats away. I'm literally using all of my shoulder strength there to try and pull that. But look, ultimately, this doesn't have any kind of lock kit on it. It does have suspension on it. It's had a few bits here and there done on it. It's essentially, you could take this to any Santa Pod drift day right now and you would be able to drift it. The problem that I'm having is the steering. So it gets so far, and then the more you turn, it's like it just, I don't know, it's like it's bent. It probably is bent. I need to get it up on a ramp and actually take a look at it, because the steering at the minute is like it's free, and then it like binds, so it's really janky, which won't be ideal, especially if you're trying to drift the thing. But look, it was a steal for £4,000. Can you really go wrong? It does what it says on the tin. Every time I can hear, like, put it into second. handbrake doesn't even work sometimes. No, do you know what? Look, it's not easy enough to be using in a competition anyway. I definitely think it'll be a fun project. Oh, I know I said I didn't like it, but I don't need to wreck it anyway. There's a good few jobs that I need to get stuck in with it. At the minute, I'm just, to be honest, it's sat on my drive for about 3 weeks whilst I went over to Ireland during Christmas, so I should really have done something with it then. What's going to happen with this car is I'm going to leave it up in Scotland, and then if I want to go drifting for the weekend, then it's a really quick flight from Birmingham to Edinburgh, and it just makes the whole thing really simple. Neil, who has been sorting out the championship, is an absolute diamond. And Driftland is an amazing track. It's actually the track where I really first learned how to drift, so it's going to be a bit of a throwback for me to go back into a competition at that track. It's fairly crazy. But look, we're going to give it our best. It might need 350. That's for me. This is going to be my life from now on. Just bopping through rural Warwickshire in a car which annoys all passers-by and horses. Oh, for God's sake. It's almost got like a little short shift on it as well. To be fair, I am quite impressed. It's good value for money. It'll be good. Do you know what it'll be? It'll be a lot of fun for a relatively small amount of money. Another reason why I ended up buying a 350Z is the price of S chassis has just gone absolutely ridiculous. So when I was looking at something that I was going to use just as a practice car, something to have fun in, I absolutely just had to compare. I was like, oh yeah, that's grand. Maybe I can find like an old S13 or something around. No, prices of them are crazy. Even like just a shell for like an S14 is about £6,000-7,000, and then you've got to do all the work on top of it. So I definitely think that I made the right decision with this car anyway. Ooh, I'm in a nice neighbourhood. Better. Oh God, I can't get it into reverse. You start to see all the curtains twitching when you've got a loud exhaust, don't you? It's just like, who's that? Oh God. Kenilworth. Lovely area. Right, as soon as we get out of the village. So I have to disconnect the battery, but apparently it's some electrical issue, a switch. Apparently it's quite a common fault with 350, so I keep having to disconnect the battery at night so it doesn't drain it. But for some reason it's just stuck all the AV. I don't know, there's just something very weird going on with the brakes, so I'm just going to calm myself down now, take this bloody thing home. Well, there you have it. That is my new 350Z. I've actually just managed to find the spec list on my phone. It's actually got a pretty extensive spec list considering like the money that I paid for it. Jap Speed exhaust, Jap Speed decap pipes, Jap Speed thick core rad, harness bars, hydro handbrake, HSD true coilovers, 720 rear camber arms, Driftworks track arms. Yeah, I mean, look, it is the, what is it, GT model, Brembo brakes, heated leather seats. Can't really go wrong for the money that I paid. But that is our new project. Sorry to all those people that own 350s out there and are going to go mad. It's literally a personal thing. The cars are cracking for using as a drift machine, which is what it's going to be. I finally have a practice car over here in the UK, which is good news. It's all good news. Right, lads, I will see you on the next video. Take care of yourselves. Make sure you don't go too mad trying to do all your New Year's resolutions. One day at a time, one step at a time. We'll get there. And just don't go too nuts on yourself. Do you know? That's what I'm doing. Right, I'll see you in the next video. See you in a couple of days. Is it a week? We'll find out. See you soon. Bye.